I thought I'll share some 3 points. Uh, the first being that I think the macro environment in the country today, although we talk about a slowdown and little sluggish sales the last couple of months, but I think certainly the macro environment is positive for long-term growth and for long-term demand. So that certainly is happening. And I think this is being fueled on the supply side, by organized retail, by digital channels, by social media. So there is a demand which is happening because of the economy growing. There are enabling factors that are being created, and therefore there is growth happening, that's for sure, right? In fact, the retail market has grown about 10% in the last 10 years or so. So growth is certainly happening. But this growth is, as you would appreciate, is not unidimensional. It is diverse, it is across markets, it's across segments of consumers. And therefore, it is not possible to capture this growth in any one format, in any one channel, in any one market. So having said that, all right, I think therefore multi-channel is the only way forward. So there is one channel cannot do the job if you want to capture and participate in this growth. That's one. The second thing I think important is to figure out that consumers are also rapidly changing, and they are evolving. In fact, if you ask me, it's the consumer who defines the channel. Brands, companies don't define channels. All right, consumers by their behavior, by their actions, they define channels, they aggregate channels. And today's consumer is fairly diverse. So in the last 10 years, there is a huge amount of diversity in the consumer's need that has happened. So to give an example, is that the same consumer today is straddling many channels. And I'll give you an example from the brick and mortar offline space. When a consumer wants a deep, let's say, brand experience, a personalized experience, maybe he goes to an exclusive outlet of any brand. When the consumer wants to buy by comparing things, right? So he wants to compare products and offerings, maybe he goes to a departmental store or a multi-brand outlet, because it's the same consumer, but his need is different, right? When he wants to buy maybe on bargain, he goes to a value retail outlet or a factory outlet. So it's the same consumer, but he's spinning around, all right, across multiple channels, even in the offline space. I haven't come to online as yet. So I think it's important to understand that if we want to have, all right, participate in growth, there needs to be a mix of channels. So for growth, for scale, for profitability, and that's really what we're talking about, you need to have a multiple channel approach, a mix of channels. And I'll give you an example from our own history. When we started Tubal's Lifestyle brand, we were only having company managed stores, right? And that also in the bigger cities. Then slowly we spread out, right? Actually rapidly, we spread out to a number of markets and franchising and two-tier markets. But we found that we were missing a part of the action because there was a huge big market happening, right, in the, shall we say, trade channel, which is the departmental store, which is the MBO channel. And then we extended our brand out there, right? Conversely, if I were to look at another brand of ours, John Players, we started out only by multi-brand outlets. We never had stores. And then we extended, all right, to the exclusive store channel and departmental stores. So today we have maybe 2,000 odd places where it sells in multi-brand, but another 400 odd John Player stores. So the point I'm making is that whichever channel you might start, from a particular channel, but you need to encompass a bigger lot so that you are able to acquire consumers, you are able to get scale, you are able to cast a wider net, all right, and therefore participate in the story of growth. I think that's the very important second point. And I think lastly, although there are experts in the online space, I would say that there is a deep penetration happening of the internet, of the smartphones. Everybody's got a smartphone, and therefore access is there, and that is what is creating the online, so to say, channel. Today it is heterogeneous, it is homogeneous, it is one kind of channel. I'm sure that tomorrow when there are more and more users taking place and buying in the online space, you will find that there are multiple channels will be created